everybody, you're through to Hannah. I'm here to do another book review, a live book review about the book You Are Invited by Sarah Denzel. So here is said book. It is a thriller, supernatural inspired story. I managed to read this all in one day. It was quite an easy read. I did enjoy it. I thought it was really interesting. The premise of the actual plot was really cool. And also thanks to Sarah for giving this to me, because this was a free book. So this is an honest, unbiased review. Later on today, I will have published my comprehensive review, which will be on my blog, hannahballa.com, which is in my bio. You can find that there. So you'll see everything of what I thought about this book later on today after the live. So in regards to this, the premise of this book. Now, there are a lot of spoilers here. So if you want to have a recommendation, I'll give you the recommendation first. Hi guys. I'll wave. Hello. The recommendation is, it's a good book. I think you'd enjoy it. I think it would keep you interested if you are in the mood for something a little bit thrilling, a little bit scary. I wouldn't say it's a typical ghost story. It flirts with the idea quite a lot, but it's not what I would categorise as a ghost story. It's a thriller, definitely, and it did keep me gripped. So if you don't want any spoilers, I'm about to give you some huge spoilers now. So that's my recommendation. The book starts off with the idea of that 5 people have been selected from social media, and they're 5 different types of influencers. And I thought it was quite interesting because Denzel tends to, she stereotyped each of the characters into what Cabin in the Woods by Joss Whedon went on about, the stereotypical characters. You've got the cheerleader, the jock, you've got the paranoid girl, you've got the virgin, and you've got the Joker. And in any hot classic horror film, you'll find those characters in there, apart from things like The Shining, because there are only 3 people throughout the book, from what I understand. I haven't read the book, don't take my word for that. The film was amazing, though. Anyway, and so these 5 people have been invited to the event. Now, the event is basically a monetized social media publicity stunt, I think would say. Very similar to Big Brother and other live-streamed monetized events in America and Japan. And these people have to basically earn donations so they can make up their money, because they have to put quite a lot of money into the event so they could afford to go there. So they have to make their money back. And the setting it's set in the Carpathian, I think I'm saying that right, Carpathian Mountains in Romania, Transylvania. And we immediately get the sense, because they're in a castle that was an old monastery, we immediately get the sense that this is creepy as heck. And I was like, oh, good, we've got all of the classic things going on here. All the things that keep me interested, personally. And then odd things start to happen right from the beginning. Thanks for joining, guys. So these weird things begin to happen. Things go missing. Things are moved. And the main character, she is what you would see as the virgin character in a horror movie. And she's actually got schizophrenia, which I thought was very brave of Denzel, to be honest, who broached a mental health aspect like that. We find out right from the beginning that she's the virgin, and that we get the sense that she's quite vulnerable. She's on medication as well, so she's taking her meds until the meds go missing. And when the meds go missing, is it a ghost? We don't know. We actually don't know. And then she hears a voice in her head, as she used to before she took her meds. Now, I did feel like Denzel did quite a bit of research about schizophrenia and about the impact it would have on someone, and also the cognitive behavioural therapies that someone would have to go through to be able to manage it. Because we saw a lot of those therapies that the main character was actually implementing within the book, which I thought, oh, that's a really nice touch. I appreciate that. So I thought that in regards to, I'm just trying to think about which section I should talk about next, because quite a lot happens. You know, the main character, Kath, she goes through quite a bit. She's missing her meds. She's hearing these voices. She's going through a lot of isolation because they're in the mountains. All 5 of them are isolated. They all don't trust each other. And there's a nice way of breaking up each chapter is Denzel's managed to, almost at the end of each chapter, put in a conversation between the people who are watching the live stream, the 24-hour live stream. So let me try and find an excerpt for that, if I can. So you see a lot of, because it's in the first person through Kath's eyes, you don't see a lot of what happens with the other characters and what they're thinking and what they're feeling. So the best way for the author to have done that was through an external factor, which were these people watching live. And these people would have had to pay a heck of a lot of money to be able to take part in the event. So they pay a lot, like hundreds of pounds or dollars or whatever it was, to watch the influencer of their choice, if you like. And Kath managed to get quite a lot of money right from the beginning by telling a creepy story, because she's a writer. And I like that because it was quite meta. It was very kind of a book within a book within a book kind of feeling. And I really like that. I thought that was quite cool. I'm just trying to find a really good excerpt from the book with all of these things. And I think I'll choose the one near the back, because it was quite, it was really good at pinpointing what the heck was going on. So towards the end, I'm jumping to the end now, guys. So spoiler alert. Towards the end, the cheerleader dies. Cheerleader is killed. I won't tell you what happens. And then, because Kath and the other characters run away, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going on. We're blindsided, which is a really, it makes it really tense. And I felt that tension throughout the whole book. But here we've got, I'll include the names that she's put in as well. These feel like real people, because I used to do a lot of online gaming and things, and I used to have people following me on my gaming stuff that had names like this. So it goes Forky. These are the names. The weird words are the names. Okay, Forky. Please tell me that was a joke. Lou 98. WTAF? Question mark. Cheese monkeys. This along with Kath's message. Forky. Did we just watch someone die? Lou 98. Irene. We watched Irene die. Alice Akarthis. I'm calling the police. Yorkie fan. Guys, it's obviously special effects. Rini Leany. I can't breathe. I feel sick. Jojabert. Irene, please get up. Twix. FC UK. This can't be real. Sarah. Has anyone called the police? Alice Akarthis. I'm trying. I can't find the number on Google. Lou 98. I'll help. Like, truncated sentences within these texts, because it would be so much more believable to have people, rather than having spiels and spiels of text. An instant message, a DM, is pointed. It's short, especially when you've just watched something horrific happen online. I mean, I couldn't even imagine. That's dark web sort of territory. And the fact that this book enters into the dark web is really creepy, and we don't realise that it's actually out there. But it is. And I liked the fact that it brought that in. However, I do wish that there had been a break in the tension throughout the book. At the end of each chapter, I was left guessing. I was gripped throughout. I mean, that's why I read it in one day, because I literally couldn't put it down, and that's really, really good. But I think for me, I needed a break, because it was so. I mean, personally, I suffer from anxiety attacks on a regular basis at the moment. And while I didn't have any, I don't like feeling like that all the time, especially when I'm reading. When I'm reading, I want to be gripped, I want to be interested, but I don't want to have this anxiety well up in me and then potentially break out somewhere down the line. But I think because it's not a very long story. It's 200 pages, I think. Yeah, about 300, just over 200 pages to 300 pages. So it wasn't terribly long, and I'm quite a good reader, so I do get through books very, very quickly now. Especially when I'm reading and when I'm holding them in my hand, I just rip right through them because I get a lot of sensory feedback from a book rather than just using an ebook. Nothing wrong with ebooks, just saying. They're not as sensory based. Throughout the book, we get references to ghosts, but we only get like hints, like shadows, something moving in the background, but we never get an actual, what's the word? Just trying to think now. We don't actually get a conclusion to that. We don't actually have full evidence there's a ghost. It's just flirting with the idea that there might be ghosts, but it's never actually investigated. It's never proven, if you like. And I'm not saying, we need to prove it to be on a real basis. It just needs to be clarified for the reader, I think. Because when you see lots of shadows and potential voices in the background, and things going missing as well, you do want to have that feeling of a conclusion to it. You want closure. And I don't feel like we got that in the book. I would still rate this book a 4 out of 5. I have rated it a 7 out of 10 on my website. Because I thought it was a really good book. It kept me really interested. And I thought the writing style was really, really clever. Only a few editing, spelling mistakes here and there, but nothing, major. And the fact that the author is brave enough, I don't think I would be brave enough to broach this topic in a book. The fact that the author is brave enough to approach the topic of mental health issues, especially one as sensitive and as societally unacceptable and scary and dangerous. We see, I thought that was quite brave. We see this girl who lost her medication and she's having a mental breakdown throughout the book. And I think that's really important to show that, yes, she was having a breakdown throughout the book, but she wasn't dangerous, as we would imagine, from films and from Hollywood glamorizing mental health and demonizing people with schizophrenia or paranoid schizophrenia, or even people demonizing people with DID. I felt like it was really important to put the message across, like, these people aren't dangerous. They just need support. They need medication or whatever therapy that they are diagnosed to have. And I felt like that was a really important message, that mental health is a part of everyday life, really. Even for those who don't typically suffer from anxiety or depression or whatever. It's important to get the message out that it shouldn't be looked at as a bad thing and that we need to support each other. And if anything, the main character from this book needed more support. And she wasn't really getting it because it was a monetized event and no one was helping her and everyone thought she was crazy. And she felt really isolated and she couldn't talk to anybody. She didn't know who she could trust. So I feel with that, it was quite, emotional in that sense. Going to the end, we do actually see some closure, spoiler alert, on Kath's mental health, on her paranoid schizophrenia. And she actually does manage to get rid of the voice. I don't know how possible that is. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a doctor of any sort. I have worked with children and young adults who have SCN. That's my experience. That's my expertise. So I don't know whether this is possible, but it was nice for the main character to have gone through so much trauma, to have gone through so much stress and difficulty in her life, to then at the end have that chapter in her life closed and have it she got closure. And I felt like that was really, really important for her. Thanks for joining. Because so many times in thriller books and horror books, we see people dying or people losing their mind and they're not actually being any way forward. But it was nice to be able to show to people in this book that yes, you can have closure and you can actually have a normal ending for yourself, if you like, normal, whatever that means. So it was just nice. It was just nice. I don't know how realistic it is. I don't know how believable it is. It was just nice to read, and I thought, yeah, that's an appropriate ending there for that character. However, when another spoiler. Gosh, you're gonna have to plug your ears all the time, aren't you? Sorry, guys. When the wolves came into the fact, I thought, are we going to go for the classic horror, wolves are scary sort of thing? Because wolves are only scary if you're on your own in the middle of a forest and there's a pack of wolves. But I kind of feel that the fact that there's the spirit aspect, there's the ghosts, have they possessed the wolf? Because it seemed like there was one wolf throughout this whole book attacking people and killing people. And it was like, I don't think that's believable. and because I used to know a lot about animals when I was younger. That was my thing. I kind of felt it was quite difficult to see a young wolf within a month being abandoned by its mother after its mother's died. And then it just turning into a savage, snarling beast. Unless, of course, ghosts are a thing and it possesses the animal. But again, we don't get closure to that. We just see people dying because of wolf attacks. And I would have preferred the ending of those people to be something probably a little bit more different. But I think, for this setting, I think it worked. It did work because it was interesting. It was a bit dramatized. You're like, watch out for the wolf. Watch out for the possessed demon wolf. I thought that was quite cool in a way. Overall, like I said, I would give this book a 4 out of 5. And I would highly recommend it to people. Sarah Danswell is selling it on her website and she's selling it on Amazon as well. You can find out more reviews on Goodreads, and I have actually published my review on Goodreads and on Amazon, so check those out. Or on my website, hannahballa.com. And if you like my hoodie, this is my hoodie. I am no bird, I can't remember what it says now, and no net ensnares me, Jane Eyre. It's a quote directly from Jane Eyre. I made this, I'm selling it on my website. If you are interested, go buy it. This is because I like mine quite baggy, this is a size 20 XL, which was quite nice because, I'm a bigger person and I like them to be baggy. So I managed to find the right fit for me, and I love the colour as well. It looks really cute. So go buy them. This was £30 and it's been through the wash and it's still fluffy on the inside, so that's really, really cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review today. Please give me some feedback about what you would like to see in future. Thanks for joining Bookish. You might be able to catch up the rest of the review now when this goes live. When this gets published properly on my IGTV. So yeah, if you want to give me some feedback, that'd be absolutely great about how I can improve my reviews, what more I could say, potentially what could be involved in the reviews, what points you would like to see, because I'm always looking to develop these to be more, because they're for you. I want them to be more interesting for you rather than just me rambling on, because I do feel like I ramble sometimes. So I hope that you're all staying safe, and you should wear a mask when you go outside, because that is the law in the UK now. So yeah, be safe, be good to each other, and have a great week.